Hey guys, what's up? Today I am back doing the beginner to expert series in Roblox Studio. Today I'm recording part 2. This is on properties. So, properties is basically when you have a part or anything in the game, like I'll just create a part, which you should remember how to do it from last episode. Anyways, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out. It really supports me and it helps you know more. So anyways, say you have this block and you want to change the color, but you don't know how to do that. But instead of going up here to a color next to a material, which you can also change and stuff, um, like you could use this to change it, but that's just Brickcolor and isn't really detailed. Anyways, what you could do is you could open up the Properties tab in the View tab of the hotbar, I like to call it. And then in the Explorer, you can select this by clicking it here or just clicking it in the place where you can see a game. So now, in the properties, once it's selected, you can see that in the Appearance tab, there's Brickcolor, which is the color it is, but it's Brickcolor, so there aren't many options. Cast Shadow, which casts a shadow if it's true. If it is set to false, there will be no shadow. Like, watch, I'm going to set off in 3, 2, 1, shadow's gone. Now, the color, this is what's called color 3, and it's 3 RGB values, standing for red, green, blue. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a nice blue color. So I'm going to move this here, where it is mostly blue with a little bit of green and not so much red, as you can see from down here. That makes it a little bit brighter. There. So now, as you can see, a block is this color. Now, we can also change the material, like the material down here. We could set this to neon. Now it's glowing. Pretty cool, right? And then there are other materials that you can experiment with. But anyways, we'll be working with reflectance and transparency for now. I'm going to set the material back to plastic. Where is it? I'm just going to change it from here. Plastic. Alright. So now, what we're going to do is focus on transparency and reflectance. So the maximum you can have is 1 on both reflectance and transparency, and the minimum is 0. You can go above 1, but it won't do anything different from just a normal one. So if you go ahead and experiment with reflectance, you can set the 1. You can see that you can see clouds on it. It's almost like a window into the void. This is because it's perfectly reflecting the sky above. If I can get a camera angle, I can probably see a sun. I don't have time to do that because it's not being very handy right now. But anyways, if you set that to 0.5, it shows it, but faintly. Do 0.1, shows it very faintly. 0.5, you can see it ever so slightly. If you're a builder. Now transparency. If you set the 1, you cannot see it at all. If you set the 0.5, then you can see through it partially, but you can still tell it's there. And 0 is fully there. Now let's focus on anchor and can collide. So if you have anchored checked, it means that if you're running the game and your block is up here, if anchor is checked, it will stay here. If it is not, it will go boop, and it will bounce down, or however the physics will work on it. So now, let's focus on can collide for a second. Can collide means that things can go through it. Like if you want a floor, set this to can collide true, that way you can walk on it. If you want it to be something they can walk through, like a hidden door or something in a wall, set the can collide to false, that way you can walk through it. And by the way, if it's unanchored and can collide set to off, it will probably fall through a base plate. So if you have it that can collide off, I definitely recommend having it anchored on. So now let's focus on how to change this with a script. I'm going to rename this to properties part. Oh, spelled that wrong. Properties part. Now let's add a script in the server script service. Let's rename this script to my script hashtag 2. In the previous episode, we had the script named my script, and this is the second one. Now let's reference the part in the variable. I don't know if I told you guys about variables, but the way you set a variable is having local, then space, then what you want to name the variable. First of all, variables are just shorter ways of getting something. Like say you don't want to write game.workspace.properties part every time you want to get it. You could do local lock equals game.workspace. So now what this does is you can write block.name equals hi. You don't have to write game.workspace properties part dot name equals hi. That's what variable is. But anyways, let's change variables. By the way, 2 dashes makes a comment, and the script completely ignores comments. It's just to help you understand those things too. So I'm going to write transparency. I'm going to drop a line. We're going to do block.transparency. 0.5. And let's do color. Do block and color equals color 3 dot. So now what this does is it'll get the color property, and it is using 3 values from the RGB, so it's color 3. We don't want it to be a color of something else, we want it to be a new, so you put dot new in parentheses. This is a built-in function, which you'll learn about later. And what we're going to put in here is a bunch of random numbers from 0 to 255. First one's blue, second one's green, third one's red, I believe. Oh, it's red, green, blue. Red, green, blue, that's the order. But a short way of doing that is in the parentheses, you should see this color down here, and you can just drag it to whatever color you want. So I'm going to put it as a nice green color. You can see it as very specific numbers, so it's very helpful to use that method. Now let's set the size. So let's do block.size equals vector 3. Now what this is, it's the size. I hope you guys know that. And what this does is vector 3 is basically workspace, position, size, and orientation, I do believe. And we are creating a new one, just like with the color. Then parentheses, and let's put some size coordinates here. So go back to a block, and we put the size as 50, 2, 50. Yep, that looks pretty good. So now we will back that in the script. We'll put 50, 2, 50. These commas are very important, just like in the colors. They separate the numbers, that way script doesn't get confused, because it needs 3 values. So now, if we close out here, and we run, which a fun fact is in the home model, in the home bar, you can press F8 or press arrow under play and press run. That way you won't spawn, but it will run all scripts. You can also do this in the test tab. You cannot do it on the hotbar, unfortunately. Let's run. So as you can see, transparency is set to 0.5, and then the size is changed, and the what's it called? Transparency, color, and size has changed yet. So what this is, the chat service runner, that's just something that's automatically added when you play, and that's how you use chat, obviously. So that is basically properties in a nutshell. So I'll be seeing you guys later, possibly tomorrow or this night, if I feel like being productive. and we will talk about functions, basic functions. So I'll be seeing you guys later. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really supports me and I really, really appreciate it. Bye.